Hi, I'm Coach Kat. Thanks for joining me with this awesome How to Live an Awesome Life video series. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content here. This video is about the easiest, hardest thing you can do to make a giant change in your life and all of your relationships. And I say it's the easiest because it's all about you. All you have to do is look at you. And you've got all kinds of clues on knowing what to look at. The hardest thing is that it's you. And it's usually what we don't want to admit that we are doing. So let's look at this. Do you ever have a person in your life, doesn't matter what kind of relationship they are to you, but you find yourself saying, "Oh, I hate it. I hate it when they do that." That's your big clue. Because the people in our lives, all of them, are reflections of us. And you may have heard that before, but it is really true. So when you look at a person and you see something that you really like, they are reflecting something about you that you really like. So you like that and you gravitate towards that, right? Well, when you see something you don't like, yeah, that means it's something that you do that you don't like about you. And you just, go away. Now here's the thing. If you keep coming back to it, it's because you really don't like that you do it and that you keep doing it. Okay, for an example, let's say, we'll do an easy one. Let's say you're driving and someone cuts you off and you say, "Oh, that jerk. Why the hell did he cut me off? Don't you know how to be polite? Don't you know how to not be rude?" Well, that's the moment you stop and you watch yourself. Guess what you do? You cut people off. You are rude. It might not be while you're driving. There's our little illusion. It might be somewhere else. It might be while you're driving. And every single time you do it, I'm sure you have a little justification that makes it okay for you to do it, but not okay for everybody else to do it. Not when it's being done to you, right? Okay, but then you still do it. So that's what you need to focus on. You can't choose anything for them. You can't make them choose to stop. You can't make them realize what they're doing. None of that. You have no control over them. And 100% control over you. And I'll tell you this, as soon as you stop, poof, problem solved. It's no longer an issue for you to be triggered by. If you're triggered, it's an issue you want to change in yourself. Okay, next step. If it's a person, bigger, meaner, they're lying to you, they're taking stuff from you, and it's someone you care about, and they're doing it to you, you gotta look objectively and just look. You're doing it. And you may need a friend to help you see. You might have convinced yourself that that's not the same thing. My necklace is going crazy. The thing is, it is the same thing, and it's the same thing to you. Okay, we're gonna ignore my necklace. I hate when that happens, right? Okay. When you tell yourself that it's okay for you to do it, when you couch it and when you cover it up as something else, your internal feelings don't get the note. Your internal feelings know it's the same thing. That's why you're triggered by it. Because you know what it takes to be that kind of person to do those kinds of actions. Okay? Otherwise it wouldn't trigger you. That's why people don't go around saying, "Oh my gosh, I hate that people are hungry." Even though we do. But we don't go around saying it. We're not triggered by it because it's not something we do. Right? It's not in our world, so we don't trigger by the thought of people going hungry until it's really brought up into our consciousness. But on a daily basis, it's not even there. It's not even a conscious thought because it's not us. Now, here's the next step to this, because no one wants to be the bad guy. No one wants to be totally horrible and awful, right? You don't want to be the one who lies and cheats and steals and manipulates. But here's it. This is super important. I hope you're listening. It's okay. It's okay that you lie. It's okay that you steal. It's okay. Listening? Keep listening. Because that makes you a human being. Without the dark, there's no light. Without the light, there's no dark. You're just gray and formless and non-existent. You are perfect as a human being that has light and dark. Now, if you don't want it to control you, that's something else. But that doesn't mean it's evil and horrible that it's inside you. What it means is you're a human being, and human beings have a dark side. Always. Every single one of us. But do you want it to control you from a subconscious level? Or do you want to choose when you do it? And the only way is to bring it up front and admit you do it. So every time you are triggered, every time, no, you're triggered because it's you. You're triggered by yourself. So look at it, acknowledge it, welcome it, love it, because it's you. And then it holds no power over you because it's just part of you. Now here's the important part of this. It's doing this. All the subconscious negative stuff is trying to protect you. That's why it's happening. So love it for protecting you. And then let it go and let it know that is not how you want to be protected. You've got this. Because it's really like your 6-year-old or 12-year-old. And if you go and look how old, instantly a number will come to you. And that number is how old you were when you learned why you needed to do this, quote, negative activity, unquote. It is not negative. It is just you, protecting you. But that 6-year-old doesn't have to protect you anymore, right? Or the 12-year-old, or the 43-year-old, however old you were, the younger you can let go and relax and be welcomed back at the table for the warrior that that person is. And then you can love you for how awesome and complete and whole that you are. Okay? And awesome! That triggered you. Yay! That means you can look at it. It's right there in front of you. Yes! I love that I lie. I love that I cheat. That means I'm protecting myself. That means I'm awesome and whole and complete and a real person. Doesn't mean I have to do it. And I'm not controlled by it because I allow it to exist. And I'm not demonized by it because I'm not a demon. I'm a person who's light and dark, who's strong and weak, and I'm in control when I want to be. And that's awesome every single time. So that's it. Love yourself, all of yourself, and then it can go away and not control you. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe and share. I'll see you next time.